welcome everyone to season 11, episode 4 of the Little Reads. Woo! Yeah.
Gotta raise the roof, y'all. That's episode 4.
So I'm most anticlimactic.
Took a lot to get us here.
It did. But we're here on a week where there was no other day to record. So, yeah, because life be lifing. But we'll be back to Tuesdays next week, right? Right?
Yes, correct.
Right.
Next week. Week.
Okay. And then we are going to take a week off in October, like October 8th that week.
Okay.
I'm going back on vacation. I'm sick of working, so I'm just going to go back on vacation.
Work is overrated.
Where are you going this time?
Back to the Outer Banks.
Ooh.
Yes, it's the Outer Banks. It's
Yeah,
like where actually I'm probably going to be
I like fall down there.
Fall. Yeah, fall down there's nice.
I enjoy off season.
We're going to Kerala, so
Nice.
Kerala's always fun. Yeah, so we're going down there, and then I think I'm not sure if I'm taking the whole week off or I'm just going to go and work out of my. Because I have an office in Virginia Beach that I never work out of because it's Virginia Beach and I don't feel like driving through the tunnel. But I might just commute. For that week and
Is
just
it
be down there.
like 30 minutes away? 35?
Kerala takes about 35 minutes to get to the bridge. Oh no, off season. No, actually no. It'd probably be like 45 minutes.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Yeah. So
good day, people, and Alan. I love it.
That's always Waterholic Aussie. Our Aussie friends from down under. Yeah, yep. I got really no announcements. I got nothing. So personal life. What's going on? I'm still trying to move out of this house, so I have painters all day long at my house painting.
Interesting.
Yeah, just doing trim work. I hate painting trim work. Like I don't mind rolling walls. I hate doing trim, so I just hire a painter to do the trim and ceilings. Like I hate ceilings. Like I don't know. I maybe need to do more shoulder presses, but like my shoulders just
ceilings is tough. Anything above
ceilings suck.
Working above your head is tough.
That sucks.
Even when I was in great shape and young, I didn't like it. It's tough. I mean, you got to be built a certain way to work above head or work overhead.
We got all of
it's not natural.
Let's see. Got like a lot of stuff packed up last weekend and moved out to the shed. That's where I'm staging all the boxes to stage the house to get all the stuff out. I'm throwing away a lot of stuff too, which is upsetting my kids, but I don't really care because they'll get over it. They have too many toys.
It's a good opportunity to declutter. You know, if you pick something up and it rarely gets used or it hasn't been touched in like a month, send it.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I'll do anything remodeling the house but painting. Yeah, painting sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I replaced faucets, I replaced light fixtures, I've done all that in the last week. Painting, yeah, I'll hire someone. I don't want to paint. I pressure washed a rug because there's this rug that my cat peed on. So I'm trying to clean it out. So I put some soap in the pressure washer and pressure washed it out. But then we left it outside overnight and some neighborhood cat came and I guess smelled my cat's pee on it and then peed all over it again.
That's hilarious.
So I woke up the next morning after just like cleaning the crap out of the rug and scrubbing it and everything like that to like fresh pee stains on it, like from some neighborhood cat. I'm like, you guys are bastards. Anyway,
cats be like that.
So trying to clean it out. So I'm probably gonna pressure wash it again sometime this week, and then I'm gonna get my sawhorses out and just put it up in the air, which I know won't stop a cat, but maybe make it harder to balance. I can try. I'll try something. I can't let it dry in the house. It's too big of a rug. It's like a giant airy rug. But if it was up to me, I'd just throw it away. But that's
right.
I'm not the only one that gets to the decision. I'm like, hardwood floors look great.
Right.
Throw it out. Yeah. So the only people that we're hiring stuff for, we hired someone because we need some ceiling drywall. I'll do wall drywall.
Yeah.
Once again, ceilings.
I'm with you on that.
Nah, I'm hiring someone. So I hired someone to do the ceiling because we needed, like, there was a leak in the roof. So we hired someone to do that, to take that part out. and then the painting, and then part of the floor where the cat peed. It has some.
I'm so grateful that they don't do that.
Yeah. See, my cat doesn't like. He does it spitefully. So if he gets mad, he does it. It's all spite.
Mine used to go for the guest bed, which they can't go in that room anymore, so I don't have to worry about it.
So it's always spiteful. If he gets pissed off, he pees everywhere. Anyway, so yeah, so we have to get the floors redone in one room. Which once again, I ain't doing that. I ain't got time to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I can do tongue and groove, but I did it.
Takes
Dave.
time.
Were you with us when we did Dave's house?
No, I remember hearing about it though. After the flood, when they redid everything.
Mm-hmm. And we got trashed and like broke
Yeah.
so many pieces, and it cost him like twice as much as what it was because he had to go back and buy more flooring because we were just drunk and like using the tongue groove like as lightsabers, and yeah, it was
Sounds like fun.
It was a good time. It was a fun house. I think he still lives there. I haven't talked to him in forever. But
Yeah.
After that flood, there's pictures of him kayaking in his living room.
Yeah. They got a little bit of water.
They got a lot of water. That was pretty bad. That was a bad flood. So, which he should sue the Air Force.
Why is that?
For all the fuel.
So that area used to not be in a flood area, and then after Isabel, the Air Force and the Army Corps of Engineers decided to regrade Langley and raise it up, Langley Air Force Base. And straight up, like the neighborhood came, the city of Hampton came and said, if you do this, like you're going to cause massive flooding in all these neighborhoods. And they're like, not our problem. This was their answer. This is a national asset. We need planes to take off. I don't care about the neighbors. So that's why it floods there now. It's because
yeah.
I don't know how far you'll get, but it's maybe
It's
get
Air
the Air Force to pay for it. I don't know.
You won't.
You won't get anywhere because it's a matter of national security. I mean, it's what's the first fighter wing for the F-22 Raptors. They need they need the airfield around. So it is what it is.
Plus the retirees that still play golf out there. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Anyway, cool. So what's going on with you guys? I'm just doing house stuff. And I'm drinking a cool beer too. It's a tropical beer hug.
Oh, that's
cool.
There
you go.
And you would think, and you would think it would be tropical and fruity. No, it's an imperial IPA. No fruit at all. It's just straight IPA.
That's interesting.
It is. I was expecting fruit, and I was like, nope, bitter.
No, they're describing the drinker.
Yeah.
Not the beer.
Exactly.
I don't have too much exciting. This weekend was neat. Saturday, gorgeous weather all weekend if you're in the Mid-Atlantic area, and dodged what little specks of rain there was. But Saturday I went hiking, did Old Rag. There was a threat of rain earlier in that day, so like I guess people just didn't go out. I basically had the whole mountain to myself. I passed only a couple people. When I got to the top, I only shared the top with 3 other people, but they were like a quick touch and go, and I hung out up there for a while by myself.
That's rare.
So it's fantastic. Yeah, especially
this time of year. Yeah, it's usually a lot of hikers.
Spring and fall, if you have like low 70, 60-degree weather, it's usually a train of people going up. It was just me.
We went that one time on our kid tent trip up to, and not Old Rag, but we did the Priest.
Yeah.
And I think we saw 2 people the entire time up there.
Yeah, that was a much colder day.
It was much colder, and it was through hikers. As always saw, it was through hikers.
Right, exactly. Nobody going
guys with the big giant burly beards been hiking for days, months.
Right.
Yeah, they're fun.
They basically stay out there. So I followed that up with Sunday when I picked up my boys. It was so nice out. We went to the outside courts of the park by my house.
Yeah.
Played a pickup game with a few people that were there, and then more and more people kept showing up, and then we just stayed in rotations playing full court 5-on-5.
Nice.
I'll remind you guys that I am about to be 42, that I've been back and forth with really bad back issues for the last couple of years. So I've had like many months of being laid up doing nothing. And 5-on-5 full court basketball, you don't notice it in the moment, but the day after, which is today, you notice it. My legs are tore the fuck up. I mean, I got out of bed this morning and yeah, it was rough.
No, I hear you.
Hard day.
I feel you. So I did on Saturday when we were moving boxes, I went up and down the flight of stairs. I think I counted 45 times up and down the flight of stairs carrying boxes throughout the day, like back to back. There's no breaks. It's just up, down 45 times. Moving boxes. So carrying and boxes of books. Yeah, 45 boxes of books. And then just to add glutton to punishment, after church yesterday, we decided to take the kids to Busch Gardens and spent from noon till 5 because we left right at 5 because that's when Hall of Scream starts. And my kids are a little too young for that because the whole park goes scare mode.
Dark.
Well, they start on the loudspeaker like, just let you know, 30 minutes until there's no one safe. Like, if you have small children, leave now.
Yeah.
Because they will be traumatized for life in 30 minutes. So, but that spent, 5 hours walking around Busch Gardens. This morning, my legs also were.
Yep.
I went to a wedding.
I'm fine sitting down. It's the standing back up. Standing up right now is.
Oh yeah, like you have to unbend yourself.
Like when I'm laying down right now, when we're done with this, I don't know if I'm going to sleep on the couch or get up and go to bed, but I might stay on the couch because that getting up part.
You can crawl. And then just
I haven't quite crawled all the way to my room, but I've crawled from here to like the dining room and used the table to pull myself up. I've done that.
Yeah.
Do you still have those end tables I gave you?
I do. Right now they're a TV stand.
See, I told Happy. Exactly.
And I've got the bookcase behind it too, but they actually work out nicely as a TV stand. I could stretch them out as far as I need to. Because I'm about to do that TV back there that's in England, right? It's wrapped up from the move.
We're in process of trying to stage the house, and Happy's like, "Oh, those end tables up in the attic would look great next to this couch." I was like, "What end tables in the attic?" You know, the ones in that. It's like the ones we gave to Ian. It's like we didn't give those ones to Ian. I was like, she walked up the attic. She's like, "We gave those to Ian." Yep.
Yeah, I got those. Of the nice things, it was those and the bookcase because they were in like not a scratch on them, perfect condition. Yeah. The other stuff was
a nice table.
Leftovers.
It was a nice table.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, painted but solid. I mean,
I painted it.
Nobody's gonna steal it. That thing ain't going nowhere.
Speaking of painting, I painted it.
It shows.
It shows. Chris, what's going on with you?
I said wedding on Saturday, which was fun. Coworker.
Weddings are fun.
Yeah, Sunday went over and went to a friend's house and watched the game and ate food and played darts for the first time. Like legitimately played darts. Like learned how to score and all that stuff. Which
cricket,
never done that before.
It's fun.
Were you playing cricket?
Darts.
Well, cricket. There's multiple dart games. Cricket's where you have 20s, 19s, 18s.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So see, I'm learning something else then because I didn't know there was more than one game.
Yeah, it's 301.
I'm actually pretty good at it.
301's pretty fun. There's baseball. There's a bunch of different games you can play. But yeah, cricket's the most common. So yeah,
that's the one I'm gonna find because I enjoyed it way too much. So and then I found out some really good news about a friend, but I can't share yet because he hasn't shared with other people. So
secrets.
Gotta wait.
Secrets.
It's a bag of secrets.
Yes.
Is it about a tunnel?
A tunnel is involved.
Don't do it.
Yeah, I forget the next couple lines, but then it goes secret tunnel, through the mountains, secret tunnel. Yeah.
I like it.
Yes,
I love Secret Tunnel.
You won me over with that one.
Yeah, it's great. Well, you guys ready to start talking about some Wheel of Time and the
Sure.
staff and a
Again,
razor.
I appreciate y'all's patience because I was totally lost this morning.
Oh yeah, you were.
Oh, for those of y'all that do this for audiobooks, curious, hit us up if when you went through it, the chapters were all jacked up in Audible. Because when I
Yeah.
started, mine were, but they magically fixed themselves. But apparently, Chris's are still all jacked up.
Yeah.
And we,
I was
Yeah.
like, we're on what chapters? What did I do last week? What were we
Yeah.
going over? Did we mix up multiple?
Yeah.
My mind spiraled for a minute.
Yeah.
Yep.
We got to figure it out.
Panic
Especially
mode.
after Alan's like, the third chapter we're listening to isn't an hour long. I was like, what? Yes,
It is an hour
I know.
long. It is an hour long. It just wasn't chapter 11. You're like, chapter 11's an hour long. I was like, we're not doing
Not
chapter
chapter
11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it was chapter 11.
On my Audible, it said chapter 11.
My Audible is this chapter 11 because the prologue is broken down to 3 chapters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
How long that
what
damn
it is.
That's how mine
was.
started out.
Well, we got some images of some dice, so we know there are some Matt chapters, and we know it because the chapter starts with Matt.
Bro, what's
Matt.
up with the dice? What do we really
the
think
dice?
is going on with the
Yeah,
dice?
we're going to talk about the dice a lot tonight. We're going to talk about dice a lot.
He's,
Talk about the dice.
I won't say in these chapters he's figured anything out yet, but he is like very in tune and paying attention to and being much smarter about the changes in the sounds. And there's multiple dice rolling. There's this, there's that. It's not rolling as hard. Like he's trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And he's making mental notes of when things change. So Matt's not a dummy. I think it won't be too long until he kind of pieces it together or has some, I'm hoping, control over it. I'm hoping this is something he can affect and not just it happens and he goes, oh, like Captain Hindsight. Well, now that it's over, I see that this happened. Like I'd like him to be able to be proactive with it.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I'm a little. We had the dice before we had the snakes and the foxes, right? We definitely had the dice before them.
What do you mean? Before the Ilfin?
Before the what are they called? It's the
Ilfin,
the
Ilfin.
Ilfin. Yeah.
I thought they came just after that.
They came after that.
Like it was part of the memories
Ooh.
coming back.
Mm-hmm.
See, now that's so my initial thought was maybe they have something to do with the dice as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that makes more sense with what he talks about them. They're gambling.
Yes. They're gambling on his luck.
Oh, why did I not piece that together? All right, scrap talking about any of these other chapters. Like this is it. This is what we're
This is
talking
what we're
about.
talking about tonight.
Yeah, that's my face. You didn't even need that. Like I think I'm doing that right
like
now.
in my mind, I'm like, you know what? They're messing with him the whole time. Like they're impacting what's happening in his world based on rolls of the dice.
I never considered that the dice could be a connection to them.
And it may not
That's
be. It could be completely made up. But in my mind, I'm like, that works for me. So I'm gonna go with that.
But that's kind of cool though. And I mean that makes a whole lot of sense. I mean,
Especially
I'm
what
trying to
he
look
said
at it
in
as like
the
a
last
power that
chapter.
Matt has. Like maybe these are points where he could actually alter the pattern depending on which way he goes, you know, nudge it this way and that. And that was kind of cool, but like that's not really a superpower because you can't adjust the pattern in large ways without huge repercussions. Like, so it's like that'd be a wimpy. All right, I'm gonna nudge it to the left. Rand's like, nudge it more. He's like, give it some time before I nudge again.
Yeah.
There's a little more nudge. But you're
And then maybe the Ilfins
gambling on it is.
John should know a little bit more about the Ilfins, and that's why she's kind of in tune with what's going on with them.
Well, now how about this? How serious are they about their gambling? How many people up there, Aelfins, Eofins, how many are betting for him? How many are betting against him? Does he have a way to communicate with them again? And the people betting for him, can he get them to do stuff for him?
Though at the
Do you
end,
think, do you think he's going to meet the Ilfin again?
Yes.
I think once he really brings this connection together, which how did I miss it, Chris? He totally started to at the end of this. I think he's going to try and find a way.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's like, just seeing through my eyes.
There's
he just needs to find that secret tunnel.
Matt
to get
finds
to
a
them.
way.
Moraine's
Like,
gonna come through
life
that
finds a
secret
way.
tunnel.
Maybe during her return, she's the one who gives him the info he needs to make it
Maybe
back.
she's the one gambling with him.
Guys, we're on book 11. She died in book 5. I'm just.
But also, the way this book's
These are
going,
the
that was
lines.
4 days ago,
These are the
maybe
lines.
5. Yeah, it was only a couple of days ago in
Yeah.
this story.
In the story.
Anyway.
Yeah. So Matt's with Luca with his well-turned calves. He's like, all right, you did your show. Let's go ahead and get out of here. And Luca's like, dude, this place is
Money.
like
There's more money to be made.
money. It's like, we're not going nowhere.
Triple whatever you're gonna make. And he's like, nah, you can't really handle that. Now you're promising money you don't have, sir.
Yeah. And the dice are tumbling in Matt's head again. And Matt's like, yeah, we got to go. And Luca's like, yeah, no, I ain't going nowhere. So Matt decides to go into town and to Jordan, since the show's not going anywhere anytime soon. He's relieved to see that there's no more Bublés, no more dead walking around.
The words that he used was that Matt believed that he was glad that there were no more shades of people walking around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he thinks they're caused by Rand and his impact.
Right. Yeah. And he thinks it's a sign of Tarmogoyf.
Were very specific for me. I'm like, maybe Matt is having like a memory.
Well, he gets the swirling colors when everything's around. Like he starts getting vertigo, like
he gets more
crazy
than the swirling
vertigo.
colors. He gets a peep show.
That's because in this moment and with the overlapping of the multiverses, Rand both exist and does not exist in this world. And if Rand gets caught for too long,
Schrodinger's Rand.
Yeah. If Rand gets caught for too long, not existing in this multiverse, I bet you people's memories of him start to fade, as if he never existed.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I think him and Min are having a fine enough time of existing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the sex is so good that it's rocking like colorful waves all over the place and like jacking up people's lives.
That part.
Hey,
How has
good
Min not pregnant yet?
I don't know.
We did wonder if you could combine the power with having sex and if that would make it better. So apparently the answer is yes.
It makes it colorful.
And it's rocking the whole world.
It's rocking everything. Yeah.
I can't wait to see the Aes Sedai's expression when they realize what they actually have all over them. What is this colorful stuff? Oh God.
It's like when you actually think about what pollen is.
They're all just standing around waiting for you to bring them a towel. Like,
it's no wonder I'm allergic to it.
Yeah. Good deal. So Matt goes and gets himself some breakfast. Yeah, he passes to shops.
Beans and cornbread.
Yep. He sees a stave. He thought that would make a good bow. Because
and then he's like, "Oh wait, that's black hue. Like that's only found in the Two Rivers.
Two Rivers, yeah.
That is a Two Rivers bow.
Yeah.
And Matt doesn't even bother bargaining. He's just like, I'll take it.
Yeah, which I thought was pretty cool. Like all the pictures that I've seen of Matt floating around have always had him with a staff of some sort. So
with his staff, the one that he got from the elf.
But to see him with something closer to home, I was like, oh, look at Matt getting a little nostalgic.
Yeah. So he moves down, decides to visit the stables, looking for a suitable horse.
Yep, he's playing with their meat.
Yeah, he's looking at the horse flesh because he does.
Going down there with all his horse knowledge and skills, trying to wrangle some fantastic deal. But it's interesting. It's not that this horse trader or dealer or whatever you would call this guy, by Matt's description, it's not like he was really fantastic at what he does, but just in general, apparently everybody that sells horses is super shady in Matt's mind.
That's true in general.
Yeah. Like horse
Yeah,
trader.
I mean,
just
horse trading's
only trading up.
notorious.
Yeah, yeah.
Notorious for being shady.
Yep.
Yeah. Remember to stab the like button. Thank you, Zul.
Stabby, stabby.
Stabby, stab, stab. Yeah, but he finds one. He finds a razor. So it's a type of horse from Air Domain called a razor. That's like really nice. It's a nice mare.
But tries not to make it look like he notices
Yeah,
this razor.
yeah. He's like
Trying to play.
Oh, you got a couple okay horses here,
Mhm.
not anything I particularly care for, but this is what I'm looking for. Can you try to find something similar? The whole time he's looking at that horse like, I'll take it, whatever
That's
you
the
want.
one. Yep.
Honestly,
Yeah,
of course it's it's a Shan horse, right?
yeah. Well, no, it's Air Domain.
Erdemani.
Yeah, Air Domain.
Yeah,
of course.
Erdemani, excuse me.
Yeah,
It's written on the note.
But a
the
very
Sanchin
specific,
are just around. Notice that the Sanchin around, so that's kind of like the prices have gone up because the Sanchin are there. But
Mhm.
but we've also learned you don't need a really pretty horse to be a great horse. I mean,
You don't?
the best horse in all Wheel of Time is not the most pretty horse.
You're right. She's quite
yes, she is.
Okay, sorry.
See, now I'm lost, Alan. I don't know. Who you talking about?
Bella's beautiful.
Yes, she is.
Yes, she is.
Yes, she's a good little
She's
beautiful
a good
Bella.
girl.
Anyway.
Scratch behind the ears.
It was a stretch. It was a stretch, but I had to play it.
Yeah,
That's
it was
We're
worth
talking
it.
about horses. I mean,
Yeah.
Bella needs some love.
Yep.
I love the fact that he took the time to haggle with the guy. He's like, I'm not giving you 10 gold marks, not at all. He ends up giving him like 5 gold, 5 silver, 2 bronze, and a nickel. Like,
Right. Talks him down a little, but still pays.
He gives him tree fitty.
Right.
Tree fitty.
the guy
I'll
super
give-
happy.
I'll
He's
give you
like,
tree
"Man, I
fitty."
got what I bargained for.
How about tree
Tree
fitty?
How about tree fitty?
And then he rides it back just to put it up and not use it. I'm like, man,
Yeah.
escape, run. This is the moment where I thought he was gonna try to separate himself from all the troubles of the world.
Yeah.
And just like, you know what, I'm done with this. Forget this life. Like, I just want to live out the rest of my time in peace.
Yeah. And he's like, I spent a lot of money, but at the same time, he has that whole mindset. I was like, I just win more. I don't really care. It's money.
Very
like,
true.
I don't really care. So he heads back. He runs into Eludra, the firework maker, the illuminator, and still hasn't found the bell founder for her. She asked for a bell founder.
It's on his to-do list.
We learned a little bit what that's for, kind of, sort of. But yeah.
That's a whole chapter, so we won't jump.
Yeah,
to
we
that
won't, we won't jump into it too much. But yeah, so he takes the horse and the stave and goes back and runs into his wifey, Tuon.
Mhm.
Yeah, and Tuon immediately calls him a toy. And then he turns around and says,
I'm sure he said it exactly like that too.
I think he's, that's how I picture in my head. That's nay, precious.
Yeah. Well, that's the downside of reading this after having seen that movie a million times. Whenever anybody says my precious or precious or anything, like that's how I hear it in my head.
Mhm.
So
Always.
spot on.
100%. Yeah. And Tuon
That's
kind
all
of
I
taken
can
back.
say.
She's like, what'd you just call me? What'd you call me?
He's like, hey, you can play at this. You got a name for me? I got a name for you.
Yeah.
She's like,
Precious.
oh, it's a game.
Pyramid.
And Brett's like, oh shit.
That
Oh
part.
shit. I just fucked up.
He's like, what did I do? He's like, what is up with you women? Like, Matt can't win. I'm sorry. Matt should just be quiet. Go sit in the corner somewhere.
Yeah.
It's still find a reason to pick with him. It's all
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Definitely.
At that
But yeah,
point, we have-
Tuon thinks it's a game. Matt's like, oh shit, I just lost. And then we run into Noel, and he's telling stories to Oliver, about Jane Farstrider.
Newsflash to Ian. This might have come up before, but it never really sunk into my brain wrinkles. Didn't know Jane Farstrider was a dude.
Yeah.
I
Mm,
just assumed Jane Farstrider was a female character.
Okay. I mean, we've been talking about him since book 1, but I don't think we ever gender.
I don't know if there's been pronouns
We never
used or
pronouned
anything.
mm,
So that just, I don't know.
yeah.
Mhm.
It's just what I thought.
Yeah.
Well, we find out that old Nolan's related. To him.
Honestly, though, Kuma, what married man does win, that's a trap.
It's a trap.
That right there's bait. I need the gift. That's bait.
Yeah.
That's bait.
There was that Family Feud episode or Family something or another I was watching, and they had a Marine and another guy, and they were like, "So what part of your wife did you check?" They're like, "Nope."
No, it was Family Feud, and it was
Which one of the seven
use
dwarfs?
the 7 dwarfs.
Oh,
Describes
yeah,
your wife in
yeah.
bed, and they're both like,
nope, nope.
it's
Could
easy
have gone
for
with
me.
Happy.
I can say happy because my wife's name's
Right.
Happy. I was like happy. Which is kind of an ongoing joke too amongst us. 'Cause her legal name is Happy, so I'm like, you should hear her brother and sister's name. You got Dopey, you got Sleepy, you got Doc.
I'm sure they love it. And
Yeah,
they've never heard it before.
I'm sure they never have either. Her brother and sister's names are Steven and Joanna, so it's not really.
I've always wondered, but never asked the question.
Yeah, her sister's name's Joanna, and her brother's name is Steven. So.
And she's happy.
Really strange name, different awful. Yeah, her name's Happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's her legal name. People always ask that too. Is that her legal name or nickname? I was like, no, that's her legal name.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, Noel doesn't have great things to say about everybody's hero.
No, he's like, yeah, I'm related, and he's a bum. He left his
He's
wife.
a moron.
He left his
It makes
wife.
me feel like that's his son or something. He got abandoned.
And Oliver's like, you don't talk to about my heroes like that. Words of the wise.
Like,
never meet your heroes.
Yeah,
Matt's like, if that boy doesn't pick up a book again, I'm killing him. Because that's his favorite book. It's all about Farstrider.
Yep.
And you have two on in the back. What great person is it that gets more than one name?
Right? Very intrigued.
Mm-hmm.
What if Matt is Farstrider reincarnated?
Ooh.
Be interesting.
I mean, we don't know a ton about Farstrider, but in this description of, adventurous, always hopping from one thing to the next, that's kind of the spirit you get from Matt,
Mm-hmm.
Not spot on, but if it had to be one of our main characters, I feel like
I love Tulon's response to all that too, because she's never heard of this strange Farstrider person. She's like, "Who is this person?" It's like it reminds me of Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy. And like,
oh yeah,
who is this? Who is this person you speak of?
That's funny. It's kind of spot on.
Yeah. And Oliver means like, he's a hero, and Noel's like, he's a fool.
I mean, he did leave his wife for the war, so there's that.
Yeah.
So did Odysseus.
Yeah. That's Greeks did.
Yeah.
What was the old Spartan saying? Come back with your shield or on it. That's the wives would tell their husbands when they went to war. Yeah. Anyway, old Spartan saying when husbands would go to war, come back with your shield or on it.
Happy to get rid of him.
Yeah. But before Noel can kind of go more into the matter, the door swings open. Julian comes in. He's like, there's some Sanchan like setting up over there. So yeah, I just want to let you guys know.
Wait. Let's back it up a little bit. Veer in the chat real quick. Dana Lou's last two comments. Is Jane Farstrider dead? Jane was alive at the fall of Malkir when Lan was a baby. And we did just kind of find this out.
Maybe Noel is
that was
Jane.
Talked about in the storytelling that he was around at the fall of Malkir. For whatever reason, I remember reading that, but thinking that was such a long time ago, but it wasn't too long ago because Lan was alive.
Right.
So
Noel could be Jane. I was sitting here thinking Noel is the son of Jane, but
right. Man, you're jumping way ahead of me, Chris. Like you're piecing these together faster.
Son of
Holy moly.
Son of a son
Yeah,
of a
I'm sticking the
son.
Sun Road. Now that we have a better timeline, I'm like, that is him. That's why he
The age works. The
did
age
what he
is spot on.
does. And
We have read the prequel.
Yeah.
Mhm.
the
Well, if they
prequels.
talked about it more in the prequel, they might have, but it didn't stick to my memory. The Jane Farstrider stuff.
I don't remember Jane Farstrider in the
I
prequel.
wasn't in there.
Let's see.
But still, yeah,
also-
Noel Bean.
Is he talked
Jane
about a new
Farstrider.
spring? Activities. I'm trying to think anything for New Spring. I don't see anything for New Spring. So
I'm telling you, I'm sticking with that theory now. Noel is Jane Farstrider. 'Cause
That's
that just
solid.
makes sense.
I've got nothing to counter that. That everything's lining up, Chris.
I'm finding that as we get through this book, things are starting to like click a little bit more. Whether or not I'm right,
Mhm.
And
I feel like
we
we're getting
talked
Moraine back
briefly.
in this book too.
We talked briefly. This Noel person wasn't just some old man.
Oh yeah, he's
Noel had
too
little
good.
trinkets here and there of info. There was some wisdom. There's a hard life lived. I wasn't guessing Jane Farstrider, but man, that would make so much sense. It feels right.
Damn, and I got one of those clicky mechanical keyboards. I do, and it's backlit too. Like, look how cool this keyboard is. The clicky ASMR moment, yeah.
No, thank you.
No,
Do that
no,
too much
no.
during the day.
Oh, I feel good in your ears. Stop it. Stop
I'd
it.
rather you spank me the same way Matt does real soon.
You get really close to the mic.
Oh yeah.
You gotta talk really softly though, like this when you're doing ASMR. The
Anyway.
fancy Logitech. Oh
All
no,
right.
this is
So-
actually looking at the computer. Anyway, yeah.
No craps on Jane Farstrider.
Yep.
Ollie's
Maggie
like,
does
meh.
that because that's his Ollie's favorite character. And then all of a sudden they get word that there's a whole party of soldiers parking
Mhm.
out across the street.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And that's how we move to chapter whatever chapter's next. 7?
Spanky?
7.
Sure, we'll go with 7.
Spanking.
Chapter 7 was like long and short at the same time.
Yeah. This
Can we
is
jump
short
to
chapter.
spankings?
We're gonna jump to spankings. We're not there yet.
I mean,
So Matt first sends Noel and Egenen and people out to go warn the 3 Aes Sedai that the Shanchan are here. And meanwhile, Matt goes to check out the Shanchan camp. Yeah.
And on his way there, he sees that some of the guys from the camp have already started to come their way to see what's going on at the show. And
yeah, check out
they
the
get
show.
greeted.
And they're not trying to pay. They're like, psh, may the Emperors make you live forever. We don't need to pay. We're of Otter Hawkwing.
I pay you by not crushing you.
Yeah.
And the whole caravan came out with clubs and bats and fires, pitchforks, and
I hear you guys, but I'm gonna need about tree fitty if you're gonna
About
walk
tree
through
fitty.
that.
A tree fitty.
they came up ready to fight. I was like, bro, that's what I need. When I get upset, I need my clan to be right behind me, ready to kill somebody for no reason. Over 30 cents.
They're 30 cents. Over $1. There's a guy, I don't know if you remember this, Ian, like it was in high school. He stabbed his own brother over like $2 for lunch money.
Yeah, it was change. I do remember hearing that.
It was change. He stabbed his brother over change. It's his own brother. Stabbed him in the hallway. It wasn't crazy.
Only in bad news.
Only bad news. I'm in the ghetto.
What's really bad is we all went, huh, and then went to class. You know, like what do you,
Yeah. It's, yeah.
okay.
That's how it was. I mean, every time you're like, meh, like, do you feel safe in school? Yeah, I'm fairly safe. Like, they put up metal detectors. no one showed up to school. There's like 3 people in school that day. I'm like, yeah, I still feel safe. Like,
I'm fine. Everything's
I'm
fine.
fine. Everything's fine. It's fine.
I like that quote. You won't answer to that name, Noel muttered, sliding from the table. He moved spryly for a fellow who, like he had had half the bones in his body broken one time or another. This man has seen the world in the best and worst of ways. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that tracks.
Okay. Interesting. Sure. Let's see what happens next. The Sean Chen come up. The people come out with pitchforks. The dice are still rattling in Matt's head. Matt decides to go check on the Aes Sedai to make sure they're okay. And
Well, doesn't the general lady come out here and put her own
Yes,
people in
that's
check?
yeah,
first.
I mean, it's only important because really that's what leads to them eventually leaving after we
Yeah.
get through these next couple of scenes.
Sure.
But
yeah, the standard bearer comes out looking at her own men. She's like, you over there, you talking to Matt. What happened? He's like, well, they try to come in without paying. So, you
Mhm.
mess with the bullets, you get the horn. She's
Mhm.
like, yeah, you three, not a good look. Scram. The
extra
rest of y'all-
duty, reduced pay, blah 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 blah
Yeah.
blah. Like she hit him with
Like-
some sanctions.
She's like 10 days pay. You're not going to get any of it. So hopefully that it was worth it. Hopefully the cost of admissions were worth 10-day pay. And you
Yep.
don't get dinner and go scrub the toilets. And guess what? All of you guys that are out here with big sticks ready to hit, I have a spot for you. Let me offer you a job in the U.S. Army.
Yeah, she went straight
I'll
for
sign
green.
you up.
And she had her eye on Matt too. She's like, "There's something about you that we could use you. I bet you're good with that little staff there."
Yeah, I bet you got some talent.
Why'd you always go Miss Virgie there? I heard that.
Mhm.
Miss Virgie. Cheeseburger.
Yeah,
miss
Marine
Miss
recruiters. That's better. We'll take anybody. All of you. You can all
No,
come.
those are Marine recruiters. Yeah. I still tell the story. Any of our listeners that are Marines, I love this story. So one of my friends, I'll say his name, Nat Swanson. He was an F-18 Marine pilot, which means he flew the crappy F-18s that the Navy didn't want anymore because that's what the Marines get. And he went to college with me. He raced sailboats with me. And he went to go join the Marines to go fly. And the recruiter for officer candidate school wanted him to get letters of recommendation from previous coaches and things like that to for his character. So Dan Winters, who was our Ian and I sailing coach, he went to Dan and asked Dan for a letter of recommendation. And Dan said, no, I will not write you a letter of recommendation. And he's like, the recruiter said I need to go to coach, and the only coach I've ever had through college. He's like, so he begged Dan, and Dan's like, fine, I'll write you a letter of recommendation, but I guarantee you're not going to like it. So he writes a letter, sends it off to the Marines, and the recruiter calls him up a few weeks later and says, normally we don't tell people what the letters say, but I'm going to read this one back to you. Dan's letter of recommendation was literally one line. It says, if he's joined the Marines, he's an idiot, but he is trainable. And he said, if that's not the most qualified Marine I've ever heard.
Yeah, he's trainable.
You're hired.
He's an idiot, but
he's trainable.
He can be coached.
He can be coached. Join the Marines. You're an idiot, but you're trainable. Yeah.
The few, the proud.
I have lots of Marine friends. They're not all idiots. I'm just saying it's funny.
No, not at all.
They're highly intelligent people. They're also batshit crazy. The two
They
just-
are.
They go together very well, but they create a lot of chaos.
Yeah. It's what's the there's a saying, it's the difference between courage and stupidity. Courage is doing something that you shouldn't do and doing it anyways. Stupidity is doing something you shouldn't do and you do it anyways. And this is why life's hard.
Yeah. Spot on.
Can you eat crowns? Crayons. Fire. I'm not going to go there.
Look, jungle green is delicious. Not gonna lie.
Matt runs away from the offer. He's like, "Let me go
No,
make sure the
I'm
Aes
going.
Sedai know not
Check out
to
some
be
Aes Sedai.
effing around."
Yeah.
And he like goes up near the tent. All of a sudden, his chest
Tingle,
gets
tingle,
cold.
tingle.
The
Tingle, tingle,
medallion's
tingle.
like going off, and then
Mhm.
it gets colder and colder and colder. He's like, "I'm surprised I'm not ice bitten by now." And he
Yeah.
walks in, and there's like an all-out battle in the tent.
Yeah.
It's
And
like
he
Tristan
gets
Clovis.
kind of upset. So he takes Jolene and
You must tie her down on a bed and spank her. Spank! You must spank her well, and after you have spanked her, you may deal with her as you like, and then spank me. And spank me? And me? And me? Yes, you must give us all.
You've been waiting for a very long time. I think you feel like you've been waiting just for this specific.
This is the Spank Me
moment.
chapter.
this
Like
is
he created this the first day we started it, knowing that this chapter was.
Yeah. You know, I will say though, we rushed into this. If anybody's upset about Matt putting his hands on her bottom, here's the thing. Matt didn't just run in there and try to take control of the situation by cold cocking her or whatever. He went in there. He might have been a little hot, but he was going to use words, and she turned around and smacked him upside the head. Not a little tappity tap. She let him have it. I hate to say this. No, I don't hate to say it. There's truth to it. Showed a great deal of restraint that Matt just put her over his knee and spanked her.
Yeah, that's what my grandma used to do.
And I think I feel more comfortable in feeling that way.
I love you while she did it. I love you, and that's why I'm doing this. You have to learn the lesson. That's why I'm doing this.
I've had enough.
Feel like love, grandma.
But as this kind of unfolds and you hear comments from some of the other ladies that were there, watch what was going on, at least one of them, the former innkeeper, was kind of like, yeah, she had that shit coming.
Mr. Santa's like, oh yeah.
In fact, she might need another one. Get her one more before you let her up.
Matt sees her coming. He's like, I'm gonna get as many of these as I can before she pulls me off.
Yeah.
And then she stops. She smiles. He's like, oh, she's enjoying this. Keep on watching.
Yeah.
But
then at the same time, the Aes Sedai tried to get him to stop by channeling more, and that's why his McDonald gets colder and colder and colder, and
nothing happens. They're all like, "What's going on?"
Yeah, what do you got? What you got? What you got?
I almost expected him to spank all of them at this point.
Line them up,
using the power against him.
Yeah. I think Robert Jordan did have a spanking fetish. I think Robert Jordan had a spanking fetish. I want to say.
Yeah, that's coming through clearly.
Yes. Mistress Anon. Yes, Mistress.
Yes. Well,
or Semirog
coming in. Is it Semirog?
I don't know. I just keep trying to guess who Semirog
at this point, I don't know who she is, but we know she knows Catswain now.
Yeah.
And she knows, and I think she can channel. I don't think she's guessing at any of these weaves she's talking about.
She even says you have a Terangrial. I've heard of it. Like I know you have one because you're stopping us from
the other Aes Sedai kind of look up like that, like, who are you? It's like, I'm an innkeeper.
And when she tells the story of what happened, she's like, yeah, and then tied those two up with weaves of air. I mean, that's what it looked like from a normal person's perspective.
I'm not sure if it's a spanking fetish. It's by itself. I think it's much deeper.
Yeah, more than spankings, but
more than spankings.
But they're all like, Catswain, you see the flows, you're talking knowledgeably. Something's fishy here.
But she's got a good cover story, but I don't think it's gonna stick much longer. But she's like, I ran an inn.
Who's your daddy and what does he do?
People come through and run their mouths. I'm always listening. So that's where I gather this stuff. But yeah, she was always a cool character, a strong character, but this is the first time you're like, oh, we're gonna get some good backstory here. This is somebody. So,
you're chibi
saying Semirog, but who knows?
The chibi, the little picture of Dana Lou right here, it's based off of her. Okay.
I could see this. Okay.
Yeah, it's just a nod. Yeah, but the thing about the innkeepers, kind of like bartenders, like they hear everything. Like if I used to be a bartender, and the amount of people that will talk freely if it's just two people at a bar and the bartender, it's like you don't exist. They will just talk and talk and talk and like no one else listening except the bartenders right there, and like it's like they don't exist. It's like, oh yeah, blah 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 blah. I'm like, I'm right here. You hear everything you're saying.
See, I'm that other kind of guy. My favorite friend is the bartender because you're a captive audience. Like, as long as I'm waving that tip, you're coming to listen.
Yeah,
it only takes a little tip.
Being a bartender's fun.
Like, big tip.
I liked being a bartender, although on crazy Friday and Saturday nights, it was not fun. You make the most money, so that's fun, but that's where you make and that's where you put your work in, because dealing with drunks is a whole nother, especially when you're sober. It's not fun. It's not fun. It's not. They think they're funny and they think it's fun. It's not.
Then you start reflecting on yourself. You're like, I'm not like that. And then a couple minutes later, you're like, am I like that? A few minutes later, you're like, shit, that's 100% me when I get drunk. That is, I'm just like
my
that.
favorite one.
Oh,
So
wow.
the worst thing, so a little tip to anyone listening that's either not 21 or just turned 21 or young of age. If you're at a crowded bar, never ask for a drink that requires a blender. Never, ever, ever. Or anything that's complicated. Keep it simple. A beer, a wine, a simple mixed drink. Don't, when it's 3 deep at the bar and there's people pushing out, throwing money out everywhere, and you're at a crowded bar, never ask for a complicated drink, because it's the most, like, the easiest way to piss a bartender off. We're trying to sling drinks. We're not trying to make your daiquiri.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, it ain't gonna happen. Like, I remember there's this one bartender I worked with. His name was John, and it was one of those nights. It was crazy. The girl had just turned 21. It was her 21st birthday, and she came up to the bar and she asked for a frozen daiquiri. And he looked at her and said, "The blender's broken." And just because he was like, "What else can I get you?" And she like hesitated. It's like, "All right, next person." Like, move down the line or because there's like a ton of people wanting drinks. And she's like, I can't remember what she said. She says, I see the blender right there. It's right there." And he reaches back and grabs the glass, like pitcher or whatever from the blender, throws against the wall and smashes it, and turns back to us. "The blender's broken. What do you want?" Literally just smashed. It's like, I don't care. I'm not
Sorry,
making you a daiquiri right now. John was crazy. You didn't want to mess with John. He's a big dude too. He's one of those big guys. But moving on. So they keep on asking him ask her about Catswain, and she says all that stuff. And then they turn to Matt. They're like, "Can we at least see it? Can you show it?"
Get a little peeky peek.
Yeah. Because
you're right. That is.
That's what she said.
Oh,
that's what she said.
I just want to touch it a little
I
bit.
just want to touch it just a little bit. Just a little bit. Can you get a little peek? Yeah, he's like, "No, I'm good." And Matt starts like scolding them. Rightfully so. It's like, you're channeling, and there are Shanshan here. Like, are you trying to get all enslaved? Like,
Right, if they got Damani nearby, they can
they can
this
sense
stuff,
that,
you're
and you're
done.
going to be caught. And yeah, you guys are idiots. Like, literally, like, I'm trying to help you, and you guys are just being idiots over here. So it's like, and judging by how cold my medallion got, you guys are channeling a lot. Like, anyone within like miles of here knows that there's Aes Sedai here now. Like,
Right. Well, they started to tell the story, and he's like, "That's not adding up to what I felt. There
mhm.
was more."
Yeah.
But turns out the former, which is the one that controls the channelers.
The
in the Shan camp?
Sudam.
Yeah, former Soldam is
Mhm.
now realizing that she could channel and is channeling randomly,
Yeah.
and it's pretty intense.
Mhm.
So they're stuck with this dilemma of they can't kill her, can't
mean,
just cut her loose.
I remember when I went through puberty. It's tough.
I remember being young, and just being like, "Wait, what just happened? What the hell did I just pee on myself a little bit? What the heck is that?" Or when we grow up, they didn't start these classes till middle school. So if you started
Mhm.
early in elementary school, it's like, I don't know what that was, but Keep
The
my
worst
sign
part.
next to my
The
bed.
worst part is that anyone out there remembers when you were 13 years old and the class bell rings and you're like, I can't get out of my seat right now. Not because I was thinking of anything sexual. It's just that I'm going to
Just
puberty. Just because, yeah,
Well, I had a couple of hot teachers in middle school, so that was always
it's
a
always a
risk.
problem.
Yep.
And high school.
Oh yeah, depending on the class.
There was English class.
But by then you didn't try to hide it. You'd stand up and
No.
talk to them with it there.
It's
It just
like
See if she
aging up
noticed.
into the number.
Yep.
I feel like I felt RJ made the Aes Sedai mirror politicians. Try not to lie. Yeah.
Mm. Well, on the
Mhm.
vein of your dragon's eggs being very much attractive to the teachers
Oh
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
and exploding rods.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Are we moving to the next chapter
man.
already?
We are.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's
So-
nothing else in this chapter.
There's nothing else really. Let's see. So what's the last thing here? Yeah, there's nothing else. He's just
I know-
thinking it'll be better next day. Yeah.
Seems like Matt is starting to maybe get a little respect from these ladies after this scenario.
Maybe.
I might be reaching too far with that, but
Yeah.
this felt like a small win for Matt. Like normally he's made a fool around all of the ladies,
Mhm.
ladies of any type, from everywhere. They always treat him like a fool, but I don't know. I feel like he gained some points there.
Ian's
And if
hot for
nothing else,
teacher.
he snuck out quick enough before they could realize. that he
Ian's
was
hot for
the
teacher. How about Stacy's mom? Stacy's mom's got it going on.
Oh, yeah.
It's got it going on.
There's a Stacy's dad out too. I don't know if you've heard that one.
Oh, no.
Hmm. No, I did work the guide named Stacy, and let me tell you, that song came out while we were working. He worked at Ferguson, and the amount of people that sang the song to him all the time, I'm sure he heard, not saw.
I knew a boy named Sue once.
Yeah,
He was a tough son of a bitch.
I'm son of a bitch. Anyway, guys, ready for chapter 8? Dragon eggs. Dragon's eggs.
Sure. But I'm going to
Yeah.
pop out to the restroom real quick. I need 30 seconds.
Need 30 seconds?
I
Okay.
had 2 gallons of water today, so.
Go for it.
Alright. Go for it. All right, we'll be right back. In the meantime, we'll just play some little bit of
Little ditty about Jack and Diane. Are these the dragon eggs creeping up?
this is the Chris's Pete song.
Tim tiptoeing through the house,
Exactly.
trying not to wake him. Yeah.
I could just play some chopping.
Are we gonna get canceled for this?
No, this is 1800s. So this
Somebody
copyright
put
doesn't
it on the
exist,
rights.
for this. Yeah, yeah. No copyright rights on Chopin. This is sad, Chris P music. Anyway, so why not play? Oh, give me a minute. If I play anything that has copyrights on it, it's just not good. My video can be taken down in like 2 seconds. So
Yep.
I can't
They
play
don't mess
anything
around.
that's copyrighted. I can play anything that's like from the 1800s. Anything that's older than Mickey Mouse, you can play. No questions asked. And the problem is I have a bunch of songs here, but the problem is that YouTube's been funny about that recently. Should it be copyrighted? I think I don't know. I'll have to look into it. Copyright things are fun. Our intro music, apparently, this one, that one is copyrighted, even though I bought it and I paid the artist the rights for it. I get a copyright strike every week because it's YouTube and that's what they do. It's kind of lame.
That is how they do.
I don't know if that one was one. So I can't remember which ones. So I did pay for music, and then I also have music that I got free off the YouTube free like they have a library for content creators to use. But the problem is people go out and buy the rights to that music and then turn around and put copyright strikes and everything. So
It's good strategy.
it is the way of YouTube. You use their music that they tell you can use, and they turn around and take your videos down. It's yeah. Welcome to corporate America. Corporatism. It's great. It's wonderful.
Winning.
How do you figure out if it's copyrighted? Make a YouTube video and put it up there. They'll tell you. They'll tell you real
if you
fast.
pull it down, they'll let you know.
They'll tell you real fast if it's copyrighted. Anyway, because there's AI.
All right,
All right, let's get into this. So with the Sean Chen arrival, Luca decides that that we're gonna leave. So Matt wakes at the Red Arms, gets everybody going. And
they get up early in the morning.
They're up early in the morning.
They're only traveling at like 2 to 3 leagues at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty slow, but they get a
and the Fox have it down, gets it going cold against his chest. People are still trying to. So now the Aes Sedai are fucking with them. They're like trying to let's test it.
Yeah,
let's poke.
How far is a league?
A league?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
2.3 miles.
Is it?
No,
I don't know.
No, it's 3 miles.
3 miles.
3
Oh,
miles.
that's close.
8.83 kilometers. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Who speaks in kilometers?
5 kilometers.
At sea, though, a league is 3 nautical miles, which is 3.452 miles.
A little more than 5 kilometers. Let's just
Yeah,
go 5
three-
kilometers and split the difference.
3 nautical miles. So it's
Good to know.
20,000 leagues under the sea.
So yeah, they're really not traveling very far at all.
No, they're not.
6 to 9 miles. I mean, it's still good for a big group with
6 to 9.
various animals and weighted sleds and all sorts of stuff.
And
Mine is
I mean,
two-
it's flat terrain. Are they up and down at all?
Yeah.
That hike I did for going
Rag?
up Old Rag and back was just shy of 9 total,
Mm.
and took me with a break 5 hours.
Yeah.
So again, it makes sense. that
How
they
far
do
a hike
travel.
did we do to the priest and back?
That was just shy of 10 total, but we stretched it
Mhm.
out
Oh, we went slow.
with the overnight.
Yeah, we overnighted at Spy Rock, and then we walked.
Mm.
We walked all the way up to the top of Priest, and then we camped at the base of Priest to walk all the way back the next day. So
Yeah,
we put a base camp down, and
it was a good spot.
yeah, but we were being tracked by something, so it was fun. We saw tracks. Something was following us.
Biggins.
Either a bobcat. It might have been bigger than bobcat. It might have been a
Oh, I
bear.
thought you meant like something human made was tracking you.
New
You were being
an
tracked
animal
by
was.
nature.
It was Paul. It looked like a
It was
cat
Paul.
paw.
It was a cat paw. It was a cat paw. So it's either
But
bobcat or
that's a large
cougar,
one.
mountain lion.
Yeah.
They've been spotted in Virginia, but on trail cams, but like not one's been captured.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah,
The
my
cougars,
mom is a
bobcats are
bobcat.
definitely out there, but the cougars, it's more urban legend kind of.
legend. They've been
claims
kind
to
of trail cams though.
Maybe.
They're out there. They're just really, really rare. But something was stalking us. Yeah, it's cougars, mountain lions. They're out there. It's
Alien
just
predator.
predator.
Bunch of
clicks.
smoking hot 50-year-old women come jumping out of the
Mhm.
woods.
Yeah.
And
ladies,
Bigfoot
ladies,
follows.
calm down.
A pride of cougars. Was that? Were you with us when we met Jack? When we drank with Jim Gaffigan?
No.
Okay, that was Patrick. Michael was with us,
Yeah.
and he called him he called Patrick an asexual predator, which was hilarious because if you know Patrick, it's perfect because it
Yeah.
just pops
Spot
his
on.
bubble. Yeah, spot on. But he left and Jim Gaffigan left and went to another bar, and then came back and said, "Dude, there's a pride of cougars there. I can't stay." Like, yeah, Jim Gaffigan. He was fun to drink with. We had a good time. So if Jim Gaffigan listens to our podcast, doubtful. Hot pockets. But Remember that time at Scooters and Newport News when you met the random drunk guys that drink with all night long? Yeah. Well, hey, we're on YouTube.
Shout out.
Shout out to Jim Gaffigan. Yeah, he did a show at CNU, and we didn't go to the show because we were drinking. But yeah. Anyway, so Matt tries to avoid Tuan by not riding beside her during the beginning of the chapter. And the first night, he goes to Ludra to figure out what she's planning and try to figure out why she wants a Bell Founder. And she's like, so here's my plan. We're going to take a tube, right? And then we're going to put some explosive tubes in like a bigger tube behind it and then like shove a potato down. And then you just flick the switch and
I'll fill it with jellyfish.
Jellyfish. Definitely jellyfish. Yeah.
Yep. But so spoiler, they're building cannons.
Okay, so I was wondering, like, boomsticks was what kept coming to my mind.
Cannons.
Like, I heard Pocahontas, like, they have
boomstick.
Muppet Treasure Island. I see you have boom sticks. Bye bye.
Bye-bye. But yeah, she calls them dragons.
Cannons make more sense.
And the charges are dragon eggs. So basically, she puts a grenade in there with an undelayed fuse and lights it, shoots it off.
Sends them a couple miles is the plan. We have different characters that want to get revenge against different people for all sorts of reasons. But she is very methodical, intentional. She's in no rush. She has a pretty cool plan to put together a masterful weapon, and she wants to get her revenge with something that is from the people that they essentially wiped out. Right? So how, like, I could see her picturing it. How poetic would it be that this massive army that thinks they're invincible gets destroyed by the creation of the last person of this guild that they totally wiped out?
Yeah.
Using their technology, their secrets, whatever. Like, it's beautiful.
Yeah. I think the fall of Constantinople was actually because of cannons, if I remember correctly from history. It was around the So it was around the time of the rise of the Ottomans. So it's 1400s when the cannons really got perfected, and they went to the Byzantine Empire first, and they said, "Hey," because the guy who invented the modern cannon, the brass cannon or whatever, the metal cannons, not the log cannon, not the first prototype ones, but the real strong ones, went to the Byzantines first and tried to sell them the cannons, and they're like, "No, we got walls. Why do we need cannons?" They're like, "Well, if you're not going to buy it, I'll just go to the Ottomans and to the Turks," and we're like, "Hey, you want these things?" Like, sure. And then the walls of Constantinople came crumbling down as cannons just took out stone left and right. And it's the Ottoman Empire. Yeah, the Ottoman Empire took out the Constantinople, and now it's Istanbul because of cannons. Quick history lesson. Cannons are cool.
And Alan does not charge for those. Those are free.
1420s. No, fall of Constantinople was 1490s. No, 14. Hold on.
If it's in the 14s, I think we're all satisfied.
1453. 1453.
Split the difference.
That was 1453. Yeah, the largest cannons. The Janissaries. Yeah, the Janissaries were scary. So the Janissaries were Christians. They were really strange. I was in the Balkans. Yeah, they were the Ottomans hired the Janissaries to fight. Yeah. Anyway, there's a whole. I can go on and on about that history of the early Ottomans. So
what's Matt doing?
Matt's doing. Yeah. So what's Matt doing?
Matt figured out he's building cannons.
Yeah.
Yep. And so she talks about all the things I said, and then looks at him and is like, "Well, I guess it's time I show you how to actually make this stuff. I mean, I did promise you that. So now Matt's about to level up here and learn how to make the boom booms."
Yeah.
When we read this chapter title, I did for a brief moment think, okay, is this where we get
Real
some more
dragons.
overlap with Game of Thrones? Like, could we see some real dragons?
Yeah.
were we led to believe that Rand was the dragon, but actually there's a legit dragon that comes. Smog shows up.
Yeah, they just invented gunpowder. Well, they already invented gunpowder, but they figured out how to weaponize it, which is
Yeah.
surprising that they've had gunpowder for this long for fireworks, and they had because like in our civilization, anything that can be weaponized, it's usually the first thing that happens. It's like they discover something like,
Yeah.
now how can we blow people up?
Well, Jordan prevents that by making the guild such a close-knit group and super
Yeah.
secretive and all
Yeah.
that jazz. So
Sure.
it makes sense in this story, but your point also makes sense, Alan.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you have the world we started with. Well, there were skirmishes and whatnot. There was still just enough evil floating around. People worried about wolves. Rumors of Trollocs
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And it was the Aes Sedai's job to really fight that, and then the people along the Blight border to fight that.
Yeah.
And nobody else was really,
Magic is the
tried and
reason.
true warriors. So
Magic.
Yeah, magic's the reason.
It's
There you
always
go.
been. It's why Star Wars works. It's like if you try to actually get into the science of Star Wars, it doesn't make any sense. Like it's just magic. Like
Yeah.
you have a weapon called a lightsaber that can literally cut through anything except for another laser. That's the only thing that stops it is another laser, or whatever it is.
It's not the only thing.
Oh, what else stops it? I guess
Mandalorian metal.
Yeah. What's it called? Beskar. Yeah. Good point. I don't think it slows it down. I don't know. Our Beskar. Yeah. Thank you. I stand corrected. Beskar as well.
You're sitting, Alan. Correct.
Nonetheless, magic. I mean, the Force is just magic.
No, it's metachlorians.
It's metachlorians.
Have you not seen the Phantom Menace?
I need that deadpan gif. Anyway, so
anything else really out of this chapter? Where do we go after her telling him?
Some of the dice stop rolling. Like once,
once she promises to teach him, he starts to lose more dice, and this is where he starts to have the realizations.
No, Aludra agrees to go with Matt, and then like part of the dice stop rolling. He's like,
"Yep,
huh."
Oh yeah. Oh, she tells him about Rand, the Dragon Reborn, that they're buddies.
And
she's like bullshit, and he's like, wait, really?
Yeah.
It's like we grew up in the same neighborhood.
Yeah, it's like, dude, he's my boy, man. We grew up like next door.
Yep. So this stuff's coming together, and the gamblers, this
is when he starts to like. Well, wait a second. We're missing a piece.
We did skip over some stuff. There was a section here where he starts thinking about all these memories, and he's like, "Well, they're not his memories."
It's during the ride. We didn't actually talk about the ride with Tuon.
Yeah.
Like they go on a horseback ride when he gives her the
Oh,
horse.
wait, that's later. Yeah, we got
that. That's where we're headed towards.
That's where we're headed towards.
I thought
we're still talking about the Aludra. No, the ride happens at the end.
No, after Aludra, I mean, she says she'll go with him, and he's like, okay, cool.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Like they become good friends.
Yeah. After that, Geenan and Doman go into the village.
Get married. Doman is married.
Yeah, to get married, which Matt's like,
I'm gonna go buy a tent.
Well, Doman got a haircut first.
He did.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
And then he got married. And
so I wanted to talk more about partial dice stopping.
Yeah. So I'm less concerned at this point of like what it actually means. I'm more excited, like I said earlier, that Matt is really trying to hone in on what the changes are with the dice, and like what's going on the moments that they start, the moments that they stop, and he's starting to piece it together. I don't think we're quite there yet. Chris is probably going to blow my mind with some other tidbit that I missed because you've been doing that tonight. But I am most excited that Matt is really focused on it because I, as the reader, want him to piece those two together.
Yeah.
I don't really. When it came to the dice stopping and part of them working, part of them not. It kind of goes back to that idea we first started talking about, like maybe he is being bet on, and each major action is being bet on because this group has the power of seeing, what happens in the multiverse. So it's like, I wonder which way he'll go.
Yeah.
Mount them on wheels. The dragons.
And even though the dice kind of semi-stopped, but there's still a little bit of dice rolling in the background, it's because this particular bet, there's like a extra rider. There's a side bet going on. So like he's completed part of it, but he has to do something else for the whole bet to finish out.
Side bet, side quest, same.
Yeah.
So Matt spends a lot of time with Tuon. They talk about the Dragon Reborn, the prophecies, and things like that. That he has to kneel before the Crystal Throne before Tarmogoyf starts. And also says she asks, Dragon Reborn is that the one who sounded the horn of Valyr? And Matt's like shook. He's like,
wait, the horn's been found?
Sure.
They're like, yeah, somebody sounded it, so clearly it's been found. He's like, oh, gee whiz. Interesting. What do you need with that guy?
Yeah.
But again, this is more what we were asking about when we first met the Shan-Chan. Hey, we need to know what their prophecies were. And we're getting dabbles of it, but this is good.
So then we get several days later.
Matt's about to get reeled into it.
Yep.
Well, Matt and Perrin, it seems like, are getting reeled into their prophecies of the Shan-Chan. Like directly.
Well, and Rand is going to also make a treaty with them. So
Look, both of them, it cracks me up. I told you all the story about when I was out and about getting in trouble in Germany. Never got caught, made it back. The next morning, first sergeant calls me in. It's on a weekend, so like I'm still in my civvies or whatever, and he's lecturing me and these other guys, talking about like this one guy that was particularly just getting in trouble, causing trouble. The local police called him specifically to see if he could do something about it, and then he paused and he was like, they didn't have a name, but let me read you the description and describe me to the T. Height and looks and everything, stocky, about the height and weight. And then describes the exact shirt I was wearing. I had this rugby shirt on. It was navy with a yellow stripe across it. And he describes that. He's like, you know anything about that, Specialist Harris? And I was like, no, First Sergeant. I didn't see that guy at all. It's crazy. Yeah. But that's what it's like with the Perrin, especially in the last episode. She's like dressing him down like, wait, are you the yellow eyes wolf dude with the hammer that we're supposed to be looking out for in this prophecy? Meanwhile, he's on his horse with his hammer and yellow eyes, and he's like, no, that's not me. That's the other guy that's exactly like me.
So it reminds me of freshman in college. Like we were drunk and being super loud outside, like at 2:00 in the morning, and someone called the cops for noise. And it was me and two of my buddies, Billy and Bo. They were roommates, and Billy was a black kid. Bo was another white kid, and whoever called the cops said there's 3 white guys out there yelling in the street, and the cops rolled up on us, and they're like, yeah, we just got to call in about like 3 white guys. Like, he's definitely not white, so it's not us. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like,
this group don't fit the description.
You got to go somewhere else. It's not us. We didn't do it. Our Ian's classic firework. We lit the fireworks off at Williamsburg, and the cops rolled up on us and like, yeah, we saw the guys run that way, and they run off, and we're like,
they did. We all sold it. They totally fell for it.
Yeah, they totally fell for it. The cops all went running. Like, sweet.
I hit them with the, did you guys see that too? They're like, no, somebody called. I'm like, yeah, I think it was over there.
Yeah, some guys, we saw them. They ran that way.
Dummies.
Statute of limitations is passed, right? Should tell you story. So, anyway, so a couple days go by.
I wouldn't mind having somebody else cook for me twice a day.
Yeah.
Nutrition loaded hard-boiled egg.
3 hots in the
cot. Not always 3. Sometimes it's just 2, buddy.
Still 2 hots in the cot. Still better.
It's calorie dense. Do a lot of push-ups and pull-ups.
Yeah, get that jail body.
You're right. I could up my spades game
Gotta
again.
get the leg game going. Anyway, several days later, Matt finally gives 2 his gift. He's like, "So I got you something. What do you think?" Shows her the horse, and she's like, "Not bad, not bad. I'll take it." And the dice stop as soon as he gives the horse. Matt's like, "Huh?
What does this mean?
What does this mean?" And he's like, "So what's the name of the horse?" And she's like, "Oh, we don't name horses until we ride them first." She's like, "Let's go for a ride." And Solutia is like, "What about my horse?" And Matt's like, "Here's some crappy horse. Here, take it."
Yeah. Had it ready to go. That was coming.
Yeah. Anyway, so they go off riding, and Tuon just takes off full gallop, and it takes into the trees after they see the
Hall's
Tinkers.
booty.
Yeah, see the Tinkers, takes a hard right, and just goes crazy. And Matt's trying to keep up. They finally get to like the top of like this
Blindly
clearing.
jumping over stuff. Matt's terrified. They're gonna hobble the horses and like
There's birds. They go. Robert Jordan goes through the description of every single bird that's in the forest and talks about it.
There's birds. There's squirrels. We'll bless them all till we get verschnicked. Name that movie.
Yeah. So, but they get to this clearing, I guess, or not clearing, but like a place where there's some ruins. And Tuon's like, "What are these ruins?" Matt's like, "Hell if I know." And then that's when
you knew.
Yeah.
And they're like, play video 101.
Right.
And one of the foxes is like, "Okay." And they drop the little video CD in and it starts playing in his mind.
The little
he's like,
no.
Yeah. And then he's like, "Wait a second.
Finding it with a pencil.
Wait,
like,
I died here. Wait, I died a lot of times. I've done a lot.
These are
but
my
even
memories.
she like recognizes that he's recognizing something. She's like, "Something's wrong with you. Something's off." But I think I know what it is.
Yeah. But he gets interrupted by the dogs because the dogs are coming. The puppies.
If Matt was smooth, he'd have been like, "Don't worry, just got a bad case of the blue balls."
Yeah.
Maybe you got something you can.
Tuon's a little worried about it. Like, the dogs. And Matt's just like,
Can I pet that dog?
No.
Can I pet that dog?
No.
Can I pet that dog?
No, he's
Can I
sleeping.
pet that dog?
I'll pet that dog.
No good.
So the Tinkers come up and they're just like, "Yo, what's going on? Let me go talk to you for a second." The Seeker pulls Matt aside. Matt's like, "I know a thing or two about Tinkers." And they're like, "Oh, you've met us before." And it's like, "Yeah. So why are you guys going to Ibadar?" And he's like, "Shanshan." It's like, "Yeah, no, they are not the nicest people." And he's like, "Yeah.
But safe. Yeah.
And then the girls are
going equal protection under the law. We go sign off.
The girls start laughing over there. Like backing up and going, yeah. That's like, what are you guys laughing about?
Hopefully when girls do that, they're doing it just for their own enjoyment. Hopefully they don't do it because they think it's going to get anything out of us as guys other than being annoyed.
Yeah. It's one of those
I've never
things.
been in a scenario where that went on where I was like, "Oh, I'm so curious. So what is it that's playful?"
Yeah.
No, I'm always like,
you go over there. They say, "We're not talking to you. We're just talking about you."
Yeah. And you just walk off and you're like, "Fucking kick rocks." Okay. All right. Hopefully you're having fun.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Matt wonders if the eelfin collected all the memories of dead men and gave it to him.
Or well, all the men that have ever visited them, they form some sort of connection.
Yeah.
But then he's like, "Well, then what do they do with these memories? Like, why? What's the point of collecting them?"
The saver.
Yeah.
Don't you remember that from the elfin? They're all about memories and eating emotions evenly.
Yep.
Every eelfin they're eating emotions evenly. That's just what they do.
I know somebody that seems to feed off of people's emotions and enjoys living vicariously through that. But
narcissists? What?
But the worst part is they seem to enjoy the really sad, depressing, negative, and or anger emotions the most. So like they go out of their way to get that out of you, and
Mm.
they do nothing with it other than bathe in it, and then, anyways,
And watch
You
you
see-
make a fool of yourself.
Did
Yep.
you say bathe in it?
yep, pretty much.
1, 2, 3. Splish splash, I was taking a bath.
Sorry.
Either that 9.9 is really hitting Alan now that he's been working out more, or somebody drugged him. Alan might be drugged tonight.
I might be. That was good. I found humor in it. So
Some
Yeah,
random guy gave me free pre-workout in the parking lot before I went into the gym. I haven't felt so good ever.
it's a mixture of being tired, stressed, and drinking. You mix the three together, and this is a decent sized can.
No, you're good. I'm entertained.
I don't have the gladiator. Are you entertained? Are you not entertained? Yeah. The Tinkers meet. The girls there like start laughing. They're like, well, at least they're not calling me out. So seeing I'm being kidnapped or making something up. So the Tinkers leave. They leave. They head back to the circus, and that's the end of the chapter.
Uh,
Yeah.
Mhm.
It says something.
Still interesting to note that for whatever the reason, all the Tinkers are starting to come together. I feel like that's gonna turn into something too.
They
They've
found the
all
song.
been wandering.
They found the
they've all been
song.
wandering around all over the place.
They found the
together.
song.
I don't know if they know the song yet.
Yeah, that's what it said. Read that. I hear that.
Oh,
Alan's gonna rickroll you. He's trying to. I've been around him for too long. That's why I see it coming and you don't sometimes, Chris. He gets this little twinkle in his eye and his earlobe quivers, and I'm like, I'm about to get rickrolled. Hasn't changed in 20 plus years.
Hasn't changed. Hasn't changed one bit. It's the song. It is a song. It's either that or Darude Sandstorm.
Yeah.
That's the song. That's how we end this. So, any other thoughts?
No.
Okay.
No.
Anything we missed?
Okay, we hit the high points.
Okay. Hit the highlights. Who's winning?
Foxes.
49ers, but Aaron Rodgers is actually looking really well. Lots of drop passes. But to be honest, the Jets receivers are probably not used to having a quarterback that can throw the ball to them. So
Yeah.
they got to figure that out.
It's the wrong answer. The answer is I'm winning. That's
Because you're not playing me.
Ooh.
Wait until our matchup.
I'm playing against your dad next week. Fantasy football.
Oh, he said your daddy.
Your daddy.
That's fair.
Anyways, good old fantasy football.
All right. When we get to favorite character, Matt's going to get an automatic nod. So
Okay.
what's our
Favorite
favorite
character.
non-Matt character?
Okay.
I'm taking Matt off the table, so I'll let you go first, Chris.
You took Matt off the table. Oh wait, our hold on a second. What is her name?
Skinny
Mistress
Ketchup.
Anon.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Because I feel like we're gonna find out some real stuff about her. Like I think she's got a lot more engagement to do and more to give us in the up and coming books.
Okay. It's just
She gives off that feeling like no matter who else is in the room with her, that she is still kind of in charge, even if
Mhm.
quietly sometimes. Like she just has that presence, you know?
Hmm.
There's something very intriguing about her character. I like
I'm
that.
gonna give it to Jane Farstrider just for the mention.
Oh, I was going to go Noel, but for that same
Okay.
reason.
Okay.
It's Noel / Chris. Hey, Chris, you've mentioned things sometimes that like, and when I freak out, I feel like it's like maybe my brain was close, but like there was this barrier preventing me from connecting it. And then when you do it, that barrier comes down and it connects, and it's just like, oh, that would make so much sense. You did that to me twice tonight, but the Noel thing Man, I'm pretty stoked about that. I feel good about
Yeah.
your prediction there.
Okay.
So I'll give him the shout out.
Yeah. Next week we'll be doing 2 chapters, just 2, 9 and 10. We ain't gonna do 11, so not even yet. Not doing 11 yet, Chris. Hold your horses.
Okay.
We'll do that in a few weeks.
I'm just gonna listen to the next 2.
Yeah, so it's a short path, a very short path. That's chapter 9, a short path, and then a village in Shitola. No, it's
Shithole Village?
Shitota.
So for me, it's chapters 12.
Like
and
Sheol.
13.
Sheol.
The gray space.
Was the name ever mentioned of the officer of the
Nothing
Shantian Army? I don't know if the name was ever mentioned. What?
I think a name was mentioned, but I just put down the bear.
The shard bear.
The yeah, no, well, not shard bear.
The standard bear. Sorry.
Yeah.
Getting my
Okay,
shard
we could definitely go with shard bear.
We can talk about shard bears. Yeah.
Standard bear.
The standard bear. Yeah, it just says the standard bear in here on the notes. So, yeah. Yeah.
Or
I don't know who else. It would be. Yeah. I don't think they ever named them. Yeah. Shiota. The village of Shiota. Shitola?
Shithole.
Shithole.
Can we just
It's a shithole city.
welcome to the Will Reads?
Yeah.
It's now the shit.
It's now a shithole. The village of shithole.
We're not
The
gonna
village
try
in
anyway.
shithole. Anyway, that's what we're gonna do.
Well,
A
I'm
village
not.
in
I won't
shithole.
speak for you all.
Yeah. So that's what we're doing next week. Just 2 chapters. Yeah.
sounds
Cool.
good.
So how have you found? Is that the willreads.com? The website does work again. It didn't work for a little bit. Sorry, guys. That's what happens when you have it on a card for the payment and the card expires and you forget to update the card. But I updated the card. So it does work. It does work. Yeah. So the willreads.com, you can find all sorts of cool links there. And you can find our episodes. You can also find links to the cool links. Yeah, those are Discord. Those are Patreon. Those are merchandise. All that cool stuff. Social media that I don't really post to that often because social media is the devil.
Yep, especially this time of the year.
Shoot, I don't go on social media at all anymore. So it is what it is.
Remember trouble.
Yeah. So if you guys want to take over our social media, you guys want to offer? You guys want to do it? Yes? No?
Not me.
No?
Somebody else
Okay.
can have it.
Cool. Yeah.
answered
So
messages
one
on
day we'll be
Discord
posting
from
again.
like 6 months ago.
What? What did you
I
say?
just answered messages on Discord from 6 months ago.
Yeah.
I feel so
Discord. I
horrible,
still go on
people. I
Discord.
apologize.
I still go on Discord. But I don't. That's it. But even there I don't go that often.
Yeah,
I only go to,
we'll be Monday again next week.
I go look. Yeah. No, Monday again. No, it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday.
No, we're back to Tuesday next week.
Yeah, Tuesday next week.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Tuesday.
So I'm tired. I'm drunk. So that's all I
Yeah.
got for this week.
That's it. So
Until next time.
peace.
Okay, bye.
Thank you for watching The Wheel Reads.
Until next time.
Okay, bye.
Get your Coast Guard certified life-saving
Sure.
device ready and
Sure.
strapped on.
Oh, where are we going tonight?
What kind of strap on you talking about?
Sure.